up to the house where we come from. We got this house, we don't get like. It's time to get on them. It's the noise, baby. Oh, it's the noise, baby. Oh, it's the noise, baby. Oh, it's the noise, baby.
What's going on, family? What is going on? Hopefully I'll cut that glare out. I just wanted to chime in real quick on what I saw from last week with the whole Bad Bunny incident. The numbers have came out, and you notice it's almost like people taking turns on trying to get something to catch and be a cultural thing. And you want something that you can say, well, hey, black folks, black Americans aren't the inspiration for this. And it's not coming to fruition. Every single time you see these people try to get something together, and they think they're doing something that, oh yeah, see, we got one up on the foundation of black Americans. You know, this is how this is, we're getting over it. No, you're not. Because then the real numbers come out. You have people talking about this one America thing. And for me, all of this fake Latin pride crap that they've been pushing, that's a bunch of bull crap. And I'm going to tell you why. All of this time, they have been wanting to be recognized as white. Now that you have the MAGA Anglos in power, showing people that, nah, they only dealing with white. All of a sudden, you got people coming around us talking about how, you have to look at the Latin culture and ICE and all of this, and then keep trying to talk about racism. There is no racism to a group of people who identify as white. There is a system of either you're a citizen or you're not. And so what people are finding out that they are being treated as non-white. And so they want to push this, we're all this narrative. Now, the other part of that is using what the Latinos are doing right now is trying to operate as low-key white supremacists. And always remember what we say about immigrants. Nothing worse than a white supremacist. The only thing worse than a white supremacist is a wannabe white supremacist. And that's how they come at it. They're not the authentic, genuine enemy of black folk. So you'll get these people in here trying to pull off an assimilation thing with them. Then at the same time, when trying to erase black American culture, you have to find yourself assimilating into our culture, such as Fat Joe's and all these other people who are doing rehashed black American music. And then, of course, act like you built it all yourselves, and black Americans didn't do this all on their own, and there's somebody out here inspiring all of these different world-changing movements and genres outside of us, which there's not. But you're trying to push that narrative. And it brought back to mind the Joe Biden saying, hey, look, y'all, America's doomed. Not just because of the blacks, but it's going to be so many, the whites are going to be the minority. And black folks literally sat up there and still to this day, knowing you heard that, say Trump is racist. The 2025 thing is, they're talking about replacement theory. The hell do you think America being doomed because white people are going to be the minority mean? What do you think that means? So when you hear people say this type of thing around you and then play it off like it's nothing, nah, man, it ain't nothing. It's very much something. And so this whole notion that everybody's America and all of these Americans, now they try to play semantics. Why? because foundational black Americans are tied to this land and white Americans are tied to this land. And so that's why you get some of these punk ass immigrants saying, why aren't you FBA worried about the white ones? Let me tell you something. We're worried about the tethers who are trying to hide up under us. If you want white people to be concerned with their tethers, then you should take that argument to the white community and ask them, why are they not going after the illegal immigrants that are hiding in their community? That is an argument to be taken up with them. Notice how, for some reason, though, they spend all their time with that argument bringing it to FBA. Makes no sense. What would the black grassroots have to do with an argument that is completely in-house with white America? Nothing. So if you want them to say something about them, then you need to go to them and have them say something about them. At the same time, don't come to us asking us, why aren't we talking about what's going on in the white folks' community? Because it's not our community. And even with that being said, if we so much, because of our disassociation with Africa, for some reason that says we want to go get with the white folks, like we're invisible. How the hell does that make sense? And you got to be some kind of moron like Taharka Bey to keep repeating dumb shit like that as an adult. When we say we're focusing on us, you turn around and say, you're looking at the white man. And don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good historical black stuff that goes on the East Coast. But when it comes down to a lot of these black progressive movements that have shaped and formed, I don't even know why I turned this car off. Okay, looked like it ended the first video, so hopefully that's there. But you know, these people are trying to always relate us to whatever white folks are doing, and that negates us. Exactly what we told you we were doing is focusing on ourselves, focusing on healing ourselves, coming together as a community. One of the things that have been said about black Americans is that we can't get along, we can't work together. And in this moment, in this time, our unity is as no other. So then you have a bunch of people talking about divisiveness and all of this. Where were you when all of this gang culture was going on in America? There's a lot of killing went on here. Black folks, we have songs and there were movements all about stop the violence. This was all talking about brother on brother harming one another. And we have been able to work out our issues over the past 30 years and deal with some of these harms that have happened to our folks over the years and adjust to what you see now and still producing positive attributes or positive contributions to society. There's not a lot of people, actually there's no other group on the planet that could say that. So at the same time, while you want us to ignore our greatness to let somebody else shine and say we got to disassociate ourselves from something. And then the whole other notion that we're inspired by anything from Africa when we're half a millennium removed from any kind of connection. And here's the one thing about American chattel slavery. They stripped us of our religion, our language, our name, our nation, and made us a blank template in America, just holding on to the basics of what we held throughout the generations, which is one another. So the act of what we're doing right now as a particular tribe here in America, we are circling our wagons to recognize ourselves, our harms, our goods and our bads. See, you think about when people always make these posts about, man, why don't anybody ever address black on black crime? Well, delineation assists that movement. And so for a person like myself and others that have been instrumental in boots on the ground, well, shall we say, hands-on, penning different curriculums that can help end and curb recidivism, especially in our community. And so There's things that they use right now. For those, I wrote a large part of the Criminon bylaws along with Bear. So, and I'm sure my name comes up in them circles because, again, I'm one of the founding fathers of Criminon. And because here's the thing, looking at the how these things would help my people, although I don't have an addiction to criminality, being concerned for the well-being of my people is irrelevant. So being able to be part of like penning a kind of instruction for our folks to kind of get along as men and approach things differently, getting away from criminality, and also self-accountability, and enforcing and installing a self-standard, a self-standard that then turns into a code of conduct. Fast forward to what we have over here right now in the Black grassroots. What do we have? The code. Code is Black empowerment. It's very simple. If you're doing things that is out of the scope of empowerment, then you're clearly moving off code. And we've been fortunate enough to have that established out here. And so I think now that you have Bad Bunny and all of these other people, what they now have to do is cling on to something. You want to cling on to Black America to say, well, just in case white folks completely throw us in the trash, we're going to run back to y'all and say how we're all black. You're already watching that move right now with them all of a sudden trying to talk about Dominican Republic and Haiti and the island of Hispaniola. This is all Black History Month being based around Negro History Week. That ain't got nothing to do with no global diaspora, nothing. There's no evolution about what an origin or a root of something is. That doesn't change. So when you're purposely trying to alter it, you are doing so as a corrupter. So I think, these are things that I hope people take into consideration with this Bad Bunny thing. And that's why I put the Bad Bunny and then the South Park thing with the time, with what they was calling them goobacks, because even still with their whole mission of trying to make everybody one, like remember in the Bible, the Most High was against all of these people becoming one. That literally became Babel. Tower of Babel came burning down. And again, that's why I always say here, Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. And the reason why you could see it falling is crumbling before your face. This is not a mighty empire. You got Donald Trump as president. J.D. Vance is vice president. The Democratic nominee was so terrible that they're in the White House. And then you have all of these Democratic shills complaining about the people not supporting a bad candidate who was installed after the first candidate had his own party remove him. Like that got something to do with the people. Get y'all shit together, folks. This is not what this place is supposed to be, but it's what you have made it. And through your ignorance and depravity and willful wickedness, you got what you got. For the Black church, they used to be the bed of change for the Black community. Now it has been hijacked as a bed of debauchery for the DNC. So much so that these people are proud to be Bible haters and then want the LGBTQ agenda embraced within the church. If you want to do your thing, you do your thing. This is covetousness. They're God haters. Just like Bad Bunny and all that Satan worshiping madness he do. Ain't nobody hating on him. We hating on Satan. Miss me. And so maybe there'll be some of you that might feel some kind of way about what I'm saying. Well, I speak for myself. beatzillapdx official. Those of you watching this video right now in the comment section, replay gang, the Black Grassroots, and of course, the independent Black voice, and the new voices of Black media, the voices of new Black media. Because I'm safe to say, I speak for all parties involved, when we proudly dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
With that being said, family, it's a jumble. They're trying to find themselves a home. They have I'm not black, me no black themselves out of blackness, and white folks are showing them you ain't white. And so now they're trying to find a home in America by one of the two race-based groups out of America. Next, I guess maybe they'll be appealing to the natives. So we'll see. But out of the three major groups of America, they're learning that this group is not so much on the bottom as they first thought. But they allowed themselves to buy into that thought. They were cool perpetrating the fraud in that lane. So you gotta hold that L and hold your own nuts. Y'all stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. Have a blessed one. Peace.